Hello, how you guys doing? James here. I'm gonna play a couple videos about something recently. And one's gonna be a woman, one's gonna be a man. And you're gonna hear men. One man is telling men on this one guy's channel that men who don't date women with kids, something's wrong with them. I'm gonna show you this video. But before I show you that video, I'm gonna show you this video of what this woman said to other women. And this is from.
You know, one thing I cannot stand as I watch these videos is that older women talking about relationships and they have no successful relationship at all to even be basing their opinions on. Go ahead, let's review.
There is no justification for dating down. I don't care that you have it all together. I don't care that you have a master's degree. I don't care that you own a home. I don't care that you don't need him. I don't care that you've got tons of money in the bank, that you're famous, or whatever it is you believe that you've accomplished, that you think is going to spare you from the consequences of dating a dusty. It doesn't work. It never works. Ask him.
And fellas, you know what I'm about to say. The look of that woman, she look like she chasing Zaddy. She don't like she chasing brothers like that. Okay? And she talking about Dusty this and Dusty that. Are you talking about Zaddy? Because that's a lot of times what y'all get. Y'all get a Dusty Zaddy. But you want a black man to be so high class. But you know, one thing the late David Carroll said is that their white skin covers a multitude of sins with them. Because fellas, you know she got that look. You know she got that look about her.
Exactly.
If it really works. If you think that you're so accomplished that you don't have to take into account who this man is, what he does, his character and his values, who you choose to partner with in life is one of the most detrimental decisions of your life. It matters. It matters if your baby daddy is trash. It matters if your husband is trash. It matters if your boyfriend is trash. Now, what's trash to you? I can't tell you that. But what I know is when you lie down with a dusty, you cannot think that some of that dust won't get on you. It does. There is nothing that's going to spare you from the repercussions. Because guess what? They're going to embarrass you the same way. That humiliation is coming no matter what. Oh, you thought that you paid all the bills and you're a good woman and you honor him and you're just waiting for him to get his stuff together. You hold it all down that he was going to do what? Reward you in the end. There is this scarcity mindset that has women thinking that if I only just, take care of everything and I don't ask him for anything, in the end, he's just going to be a safer bet than a man who is established and on his feet. That is a lie. I don't know how many times I'm going to tell you that's a lie that they told you to get you to lower the price and sell yourself for pennies on the dollar. It doesn't ever work. It doesn't. Have you seen it work? I mean, I'm 42. I've never seen it work.
And you don't have a wedding ring on either, ma'am. You don't have it on. So what has really worked for you? Let's continue.
He's still going to be who he is. A broke man is not a safer bet than a wealthy man. You can have both. You can have both security in your finances, and you can also have a man with virtue. You do not have to change. As a matter of fact, I've seen Dusties be way more abusive.
And a woman, 42 years old, talking about Dusties all the time. Like, see, if you had a man, you wouldn't be talking about Dusties, right? Be careful, young women, with ladies like this. 42 years old, no wedding ring on her hand at all, none. But she has all the advice for you and trying to talk to you as a younger woman when you're in your prime. I would tell you this. Secure your husband in your prime. Don't try to be 42 years old like this woman.
Right.
And try to get your man.
Right.
That'll be much harder for you. I don't care how you look. I don't care if you stay in shape.
Right.
I don't care if you look younger than 42. Don't matter. You need to secure your man in your 20s. You have an opportunity to do so, you do it. Of course, I would never advocate being with a guy that's abusive. Never advocate for a guy that's just sorry. I would never advocate that.
Right.
But if you meet a guy, he's a decent guy. He's a hard-working guy. He has ambition. He wants a family. He wants children.
Right.
Then get with that man. Because that game playing a lot of y'all do sometimes.
Right.
A lot of these women talking don't have a husband.
Right.
Always remember that. And I don't want you young women to end up like them.
Exactly. That's so true. And that's why she's single at 42 years old. But yet, where is the rich man in her life? If it haven't worked, like he said, would she be married to a rich man right now? Yeah, it's kind of funny, but it's like, maybe you can get a man's attention, but you can't keep a man's attention. So you gonna go out there and try. Oh, Jesus. You can't keep a rich man's attention or a man who's established well off, but you're giving advice to other women that can, but it haven't worked out for you. That's like me teach you how to be rich, and I'm not even wealthy. Okay. And people can see I'm not wealthy. But anyway, but I want to get this one story. This guy, I don't think it's on this page. This guy, man. Oh shit. He said something the most outrageous thing, and I agree with this one guy said on this video. You got some people just losing their doggone mind. This time it's a man saying some crazy shit to men about if a man can't take, like I was saying earlier, a man can't take, don't want to date a single one with a child, is something wrong with him and whatever. And I'm going to give you my testimony and what my experience is, you know, being out there in the working world, what I've encountered. And it's never enough with some of these women. And they want a certain type of man, and they want a certain type of energy. If you don't have a kind of a street energy, they don't want to be bothered with you. And I don't know. It's crazy. What they find masculine or authoritative or whatever, it's crazy. What their mindset is, instead of a man being in control, being, you know, trying to work hard to save up, you know, they want drama. Then if a man come in their life and they do have a child, they don't appreciate it. Some of them are not even mature enough to keep a relationship. They get bored because they actually have to do the family thing. He's trying to be like a family. He's trying to be a father to the child and stuff like this. It's black men have, like other men, have stepped up to be stepdads, and he's only get slapped in the face. Some of these men get slapped in the face hard. Then she go to the club and out there dancing and hanging out there with her girlfriends or something like that. But check what this man says.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Rome back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. First, I want to give out a shout out to Jalen Bossway, because this is where I got this clip from, and you'll see him say a little bit of commentary on this. But I wanted to react to this because, man, it's really starting to get sad when I see men that are older than me pandering to these women the way they do. Man, just check this out. Just check this out.
Any man who speaks that they cannot date a woman with kids, he has a mental problem.
A mental problem, y'all. A mental problem.
We are in a different society where women pretty much gonna have children or a child. And if a man say, I can't deal with you because you got kids, child in the first place.
He's supposed to be a
Okay
preacher,
then,
so I talk
the
like
only
that.
one I see with mental issues here is him. Not only due to his way of reasoning, but he just looks crazy. Like his entire demeanor lets me know that he ain't wrapped too tight. And for the men who actually believe what he is saying, I want to ask you this. How does a woman's children who are not yours benefit you if you are not a pedophile? Like seriously,
Right.
I'm not saying that it's bad to accept a woman's child or
Right.
her children,
Right.
but how is that a plus?
Right.
Like any woman would be in better form without children to any logical thinking man. It's not like we hate the children or we feel as
No.
if it's mandatory that you shouldn't have children, but at the same time, it would be preferred for a woman we're dating not to have another man's child or children. And he said another thing that was interesting, talking about you don't know how to discipline another man's child. You don't discipline other people's children. I have a son myself, and if I find out my baby mama's boyfriend or husband or whatever they call each other has been disciplining my child, I'll likely stick a butcher knife through the top of his head.
Again, shout out to Jalen Bossway. You can find him on Facebook. But I don't think he has a YouTube channel, but I know he does a lot of clips like this on Facebook. Jaylen Bossway, Bossway. Look him up. I think he watches my channel. You know what I mean? Friends on Facebook. He's invited me to stuff, so I think he's familiar with my work. If you do watch this, brother, shout out to you, man, and everything that you're doing. Yeah, this is a no-go. This is a no-go, man. And I'm gonna run, I wanted to play that for you, but I'm gonna play it back and I wanna break down the I'm gonna debunk this, man, because this was bad, man, and it's sad because dude looked like he old enough to be my father. All right, let's continue.
Any man who speaks that they cannot date a woman with kids, he has a mental problem.
Yeah, Jalen. Yeah, when he said that, I was thinking the same thing. Mental problem. Just because I'm a man, just because I'm a childless man, and I don't want to take care of another man's kids, I have a mental problem. No. The person who has a mental problem is the person who thinks it's a mental problem to not want to take care of somebody else's children.
Problem. A mental problem, y'all. A mental problem. We are in a different society where women pretty much gonna have children or a child. And if a man say, I can't deal with you because you got kids, but then again, he's gonna put a baby into a woman, something is wrong.
Yeah, but that's only if you're assuming that the men that already have children are the same men that don't want to deal with other men's children. That's the only way what you're saying right then and there makes sense. Most men who don't want to deal with another man's child is childless themselves. That's why they don't want to deal with another man's child. They understand what comes with it, therefore they don't want to deal with it. It's really that simple. I don't know who this man is or what in the hell he got this logic from, but my God, it's dumb as hell and it don't make any sense. Look, for you guys that watch me, he's literally saying something is wrong in the head with you because you're childless and you don't want to take care of somebody else's child. And he's also assuming that you should be willing to play a stepfather just off of the strength that you want to be a father and have your own children. Why the fuck can't I have my own children with a woman that doesn't already have kids?
That's a good question.
It's like I don't understand this guy, man. He off his rocker a little bit. Let's keep it moving.
You see, it's not that he can't date a woman with kids. He don't know how to be a father. He don't know what it takes to be a real man to another woman's child and discipline and to teach that child. He don't understand the rules because he never had a goddamn child in the first place. Okay then.
You stupid. You must unlearn what you have learned.
That's the whole damn point, Goofy. I haven't had a child yet, so why the fuck am I gonna sit over here and stand up to be somebody else's damn daddy? You know what? I usually don't say this, man. You know what? I ain't gonna go there. Cause I already know it'll be somebody that'll give me hell in the comments, and all it's gonna do is get me pissed off at them too. So I'll say it. I'll say this. Instead of using the N word, I'm gonna use the substitute. You ninjas need to quit pandering to these fucking single moms, bro. Quit trying to make childless men take on children that aren't theirs.
Right.
See, it's one thing for single moms and women to do it. It's expected from them.
Right.
We expect it from them.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only way they can get the kind of men that they want or they know that's good for them to accept their single motherhood is if they shame us into doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So we expect that from them, especially men that understand female nature, because that's what they do to get what they want. But when men do this shit, I don't know what's your motive? Why are you doing this? Unless you want some Derek Jackson, Ace Metaphor, Steve Harvey type shit. What the hell is what dog do you got in the fight? Why are you doing this? Better yet, why in the hell does this even make sense to you? Mental problem. Nah, he is the one with the mental problems. So I agree with Jalen on that one. What the hell? Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this guy, man. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe.
I'm going to stop it right here. Let me tell you, because I'm probably pretty close to that man's age. Let me tell you from a guy that's pretty close to that man's age. I have dated women with children. Okay, and being out there in the working world. Some of the women don't appreciate a good working man. Then it's a certain type of personality you have to carry yourself with. That they want to cater to. They don't want to cater to the good black man that just want to come home and have a peace of mind and just try to work and rationate things out if they have a disagreement. No. You get some women in our community that really want, let me say, put with the word he said, ninja. They don't want a black man, they want a ninja. You know why they want a ninja? Because that's the only one that what I mean by ninja, because we like to use that, I'm gonna substitute that word, because they cater to that. They cater to men who act like ninjas. They do that. It's like a street dude or something like that. They get all this energy, all this mouth and everything, and maybe he had beat up a couple people in the streets, and probably he got some good fighting skills to his advantage. Try to shoot somebody, but yet they like that kind of energy. Until it gets abusive. And that's the thing of being a strong man. Being a strong man. It's not wrong, but that's part of it, being protective. But you got to come with that kind of energy with some certain women in our community. Second thing about this, a lot of these women are not even mature. When I have dated women who have children, and they still want to be girls' night out in the club. Then you have someone with a champagne mentality. They don't want to put their resources and finances together to really do things as a couple. It's all about flash and being flashy and having all these flashy things. And at the same time being the boss chick. And at the same time, now I've seen women, and I know a couple women. One was a mother, not only a mother, a grandmother doing this stuff. Let me tell you what the good men go through. I dated one woman one time. She told me in my face, after she didn't have a car, I have the transportation. I'm still in the process of dating her. She gonna come at me with this energy. She went from our community, by the way. With this energy that one time she came and told the women at work that she got me wrapped around her fingers, and then she tried to play okay, I'm gonna stop having sex with you. I'm gonna do this with you. Then, she made a mockery when her child was acting up, and I kind of so-called, I didn't really try to correct her about that and her child, and she telling her child in their native language to disrespect me. Then when she kind of played me one time, she would joke around. She kicked me in the crotch. Yeah, totally out of character. She was a single mother. This is from what I've experienced. I have seen my partners go through this, who were childless men, take a woman out of Section 8 housing with good jobs. One of them, he's still with his wife. The other one, I told the story, she put false charges on him, and she was turning around. She's one of these hood chicks that want to start some stuff. She's one of these kind of women that told a lie, said the neighbor was making a move on her. So he go over there and try to check the man, and to kind of find out it was all a lie. This is the kind of personality you got to deal with some women in our community that do some stupid stuff like this. So and at the time, one of my friends at the time, he had a good job. He was a plumber. He was an electrician. He's a black man. He had excellent. His father owned a business and everything. And he decides to marry a woman with a child. And everybody told him, even his own sister, even his mother said, it's not a good idea to do this. And they're like, come on, Mom, it's all right. Years later, he had to do 10 years in a slammer. Because guess what? She brought false charges on him, saying that he put her hands on. Then to come back to DA evidence, he never did that to her. He never assaulted her. She did that, and then to find out from his father and sister, she did that to the kid's dad. He went to prison on some false charges. See, I'm gonna tell you what type of women are out here, and why some men are reluctantly now. Now imagine, as a single man with no child, you got to worry about dealing with something like that. And not only that, and let's say you have you live with her, whatever, for a certain amount of time. If you live with her and her child, you might it's in certain states you got to pay child support if that kid ain't got that in. So how's it benefiting? How's it benefit? And what if she's the kind of woman, well, she found like you're not really exciting, so she really wanted ninja. I mean, she wanted ninja. Oh yeah, because that's what they chase down. Like someone like these rappers and stuff, these hood dudes and stuff like that. I've seen them make videos about that. That's what they care to. And that this what kind of man they want as a role model in their child's life. They don't give a darn about that. All they think about is is looking good, being bragging rights. Maybe it's something in the bedroom. They got chemistry, but other than that, but he gives her the drama, he gives the argument, he gives the fight, and next thing you know, you got the police coming up. You got the families fighting each other. You got some women like this. So this is what a single man who are childless have to go. Even some with children got to go through. Let me tell you what type of woman you have to be careful out here. Because I've seen all different type of single women with children that you thought was ready to settle down. Because you figure that, okay, she got a child. Clearly she don't want to go out there. She's ready to settle down and be with the man. No. Then she has a certain standard. Now she didn't put her man in check. Now you being a good dude, nice dude, she won't put you in check and try to control you. So you got, because you didn't bring that energy, a certain type of energy to her. This dealing with our women in our community. Not saying other women in other communities don't do this, but this is what I have noticed. So yeah, I've seen it happen. I know one of my best friend's brother. He married a woman with a single mother. He had a kid with her and took care of her kids while he was working. You know what she did? Now this time she thinks she's Puerto Rican and white. She turned around and cheated on him with another dude. Then she turned her own back on her own blood kids, chasing after this dude. Yeah, she cheated on him, so they got divorced, and he never had a child. But he had finally when they married, then he had a child. So black men have stepped up. All these men, I'm telling you, are black men that stepped up and try to be that man. And he went with another nationality of women. So I don't know what I agree with them. What the guy was saying. I don't know what's wrong with that dude. He crazy. Cause he ain't a real man. Look, the people I knew, and along myself, we tried to be that father figure. They didn't want it. They didn't want it. Now then all of a sudden now because they didn't finally woke up when they're about practically middle age, 40 or 50 years old. Now they're alone, trying to figure it out. What's wrong? Now they're waking up, and then they get mad at some of these men who they dogged out, say they were lame, they didn't have a certain height, they didn't make a certain type of income, and now these dudes they got their mind together and decided to check up out of here. See, women and some women in the Western countries like America, they get arrogant. They got very, very arrogant because guys, hey, we used to time, man, we used to come float. Don't bother me. I got a man. Now women can't. Now it to the point that, and now it is considered sexual harassment. So men have literally backed the heck up. You got to show. I'm going to show you this. Barbie. I'm going to show you the mentality of some of these women. I think I put on this one channel called Barbie. Did you know after that movie Barbie that it was pushing a feminist agenda? That they were telling women to break up with their boyfriends. They were brainwashing these weak-minded women to break up with probably good-hearted men who probably would make potential husbands. They don't appreciate. I'm telling you, and there's like some of these women do. They want to feel like they want to dominate and subdue the men. if they don't rise up to their challenge. So you gotta be challenged all the damn time as a man. You gotta be challenged in your own home. You gotta be challenged. You ain't making good money. You ain't putting your potential in the bedroom. You ain't putting your potential in nothing. But at the same time, you know, both of you are going through a crisis in your own body. Men go through their crisis. Women go through their crisis. Anybody. But you got some women that are not even freaking mature to see that. And you got some younger women, and you got some middle-aged women, and older women don't see that. They don't know how to appreciate. Instead of appreciate what they have and what they got, they complain on what they have and try to find something better. Then when they get out there, try to find something better. Oh, and when they finally find the dude that they were looking for, the shit dogged the crap out of him. And he was that ninja. He gave him that smoke, and he gave him that I don't give a crap about him. And it's something psychologically, they turn around and want to chase the dude. So now you got to deal with the women that want to chase dudes and say, what did I do? What did I do? I like him. Yes, he got 5-6 other women chasing around with him. Meanwhile, the good guy, the lame guy, the guy that makes a medium income, whatever, he don't get no love. He don't get nothing but a bunch of headaches. So this the reason why men have literally checked. That's why some men have checked out and gone to other different countries, because maybe it'll wake these women up and say, hey, I better appreciate what I have here. Because really, it sounds like you get more entitled than anything. But you can't tell these women that, some of these women, and that's a fact. But I'm telling you, as a man, what I've seen, what kind of women are out here. And really, it doesn't benefit you. You know, you getting depressed as a man, frustrated and everything, because you get tired of the same bull crap over and over again. Someone telling you, no, you make 50,000. You can't be a good man to me. This is what they do. Men have literally checked out. Literally, I'm hearing men across America saying they're checked out. That's a shame, man. And it's the women. You know, some women don't understand that shit. And I'm not saying it's all women, but that's a good percentage of women have made men feel like that. So you always hear the women feel like that, but you don't hear about the men. And the reason why some black men go to other women, it's like any other man. They're just trying to find a good woman. That's all. Not to be telling that you ain't making 50, 60,000. You ain't a ninja enough for me. You ain't this enough for me. I can't respect you. I can't honor you and appreciate you as the man who you are. That's what the heck that is. I don't think you can handle a fight if we get in trouble. I mean, well, what you don't know what a person will do if they had to protect you. I don't think you can protect me, and some old crap like that. But when push come to shove, you might be scared, but a man might be scared, but you never know. When you push into a situation, he'll fight for his life. But here's it.
Founded by SkinCeuticals and Research International, the pioneering women in reconstructive surgery program
relationships because of the Barbie movie. Because that isn't the worst idea that I've seen them come up with. And I wouldn't.
Hold on. This is going on. This is the reason what men are talking about.
Once she was done playing the field. And of course,
here it is.
months later, I still regret. But I was intrigued by this story in Unilad. Women on social media breaking up with their boyfriends after watching the Barbie movie. The article reads as follows.
Unless you've been living under a rock for the past few weeks, you may be fully aware that Barbie mania has well and truly gripped the globe. If you're yet to watch it, an official synopsis explains, Barbie and Ken are having the time of their lives in the colorful and seemingly perfect world of Barbie Land. However, when they get a chance to travel to the real world, they soon discover the joys and perils of living among humans.
Skipping ahead.
It's also going down incredibly well with viewers, so So much so that some women are even vowing to ditch their boyfriends if they don't agree with the movie's feminist message. The craze seems to have taken off over on TikTok, where one user said bluntly, "Take your boyfriend to Barbie. If he doesn't understand the movie, dump him." A fellow TikToker warned, "If you're dating a man and he doesn't like the Barbie movie, you need to break up with him." To which a woman replied, "Agreed. He's not enough for you." Someone else suggested it could be a way to test if your other half is really right for you posting. I think taking your boyfriend to Barbie should be a relationship test to decide if he's a good long-term partner.
The article goes on, but it's more of the same. Women saying that they're going to use Barbie as a litmus test on their boyfriends. I'll try to remember to post the link in the description. Now, at a glance, it seems unbelievable. There's no way that there are women out there willing to end their relationships over a movie. It's just people talking crap over the internet. But I'm inclined to believe it. Speaking for my community, I've seen some women terminate great relationships over less. There's Tia Mowry, now 44 years old, who couldn't explain why she left a perfectly good marriage to her actor husband Corey Harding, the father of her 2 children, a man she's been with since the age of 19, who was her first and only.
Because some people, when you say, "Oh, my husband and I are going our separate ways," they go, "Oh no, oh, that's sad." But you actually see this as
a celebration.
A celebration.
I really do. I look at it as, one of my friends, she sent this beautiful letter to me from a woman who got a divorce, and it's all about, this perspective, in my opinion, and just changing the narrative. My marriage was a success.
Yeah.
I look at it as like a curriculum when you're in college or high school, right? You're learning, you're growing, you're evolving, you're creating. And I was able to create with Corey some beautiful, amazing children. And at the end of that curriculum, and at the end, there's a graduation, there's a celebration. So that's basically, how I'm looking at it now. And I feel like people when they look at marriage, that success equals longevity. But no, at the end of the day, it's, are they happy? Are they thriving? Are they growing? And I feel like that is what is most important. It's not about staying in something because however long you are in that situation, that equals success. It's about really, again, are you happy? Because life is really short.
Yeah.
Then there's this dingbat who said she terminated an engagement to a great man, a man whom she said was perfect, again, for reasons she couldn't explain.
So earlier this year, I ended a relationship and cut off an engagement from a great man. He was a good man. He loved God. He was a praying man. He loved and adored me. He was there for me. He was handsome. He was well educated. He didn't have any kids. He checked all the boxes. But there was still something missing. And I just knew that I could not go through with this marriage. There was just something that did not connect. I felt that there should have been a connection between he and I in order for me to be his wife. And so I cut off the engagement. And it was so difficult because he was a good man. It's easy when a person is not good. You can justify why you cut things off, but when a person is truly a good person, it's hard to explain. So I found myself trying to explain it to family and friends, and they were asking me a whole bunch of questions that, I could not say, exactly why, other than the fact that I just did not feel the connection. There was something that was not there that I needed to be there in order for this to be my husband. And so I stopped trying to explain it, and I just trusted my decision, and I went on. But then I got an epiphany, and it was just like, have you ever been shoe shopping and you saw a nice pair of shoes and it's like, ooh, I love the color, I love the style, the heel is the right size, and it's a reasonable price, like it's on sale and it's a good shoe. But then when you approach the shoe, you see that it's a size 6 and you need a size 7. Does it take away from the fact that the shoe is a good shoe? Does it take away from the fact that you're getting a great deal for the quality? Does it take away from the fact that the heel is still the right size? It doesn't matter. All of that still makes the shoe is still good. But if it's not your size, it's not the shoe for you. And so that is what I had to accept. Yes, he was a good man. But what that feeling was is that he was not a great fit for me. It didn't take away from who he was, but it was just confirmation that he was not a good fit for me. And that leads me to say that some of us are trying to force relationships when we know they don't fit. It doesn't mean that the person is not good. It doesn't mean that they are not good-hearted people. It just means that they're not a good fit for you. So free them up. Don't continue to settle go for things that you know is going to cause discomfort in the future. Me purchasing a size 6 shoe when I wear a 7 is discomfort. Don't do it.
Exactly.
We know patients are more than their disease. That's why at Novo Nordisk we've spent 100 years developing treatment.
What are you talking about? But I don't want to pick on the women in my community exclusively. There's this woman here, a 42-year-old single woman out of the UK that did the same thing. She ended an engagement to a man she called her soulmate because she was envious of her friends, her single friends, and wanted to be out there like them having a hot girl summer, all while believing her ex-fiancé would be there for her once she was done playing the field. And of course he wasn't. It's a really good article. I'll post a link to that as well in the description. And then you have women like Keke Palmer, Rihanna, Naomi Osaka, and Ebony K. Williams that have all chosen to have children as single mothers. Now Ebony is trying to be a first-time mom at age 40 by going to a donor bank. Rihanna, Naomi, and Keke had their kids with their boyfriends, but it's fair to assume they're not going to marry those men. Having a boyfriend for them was simply a means to an end, the end being the baby. Then there's the curious case of Simone Biles. You know Simone Biles, the greatest female gymnast of all time. Now, she went out and did things the right way. She got married at age 26 because she prioritized marriage at a young age, something we rarely see in this generation. She didn't run out and get pregnant by some random idiot or waste her prime years going through a slow phase. As soon as she found a good man, she married him. She didn't waste her time wondering if she could do better. Now, I don't know if she plans on having kids, but she definitely married before she carried. And you'd think upon hearing the news that people would celebrate her decision, right? A young woman being a positive role model for young girls. People would love that, right? No, to the contrary, she was ridiculed. People mocked her. They attacked her for having a small ceremony. They said a woman of her wealth and stature should have had a large wedding. They didn't like the fact that her dress only cost $119, that her shoes were $35. They even criticized her hair. They said she didn't do a good job of laying down her edges. You know, trivial crap. But my conjecture is, they're really upset with her because she did what they should have done when they were her age. That's how this feminist-influenced society treats young women who decide to marry early. They criticize them while simultaneously cheering on those who had kids out of wedlock or leave perfectly good marriages. They don't believe or advocate for healthy family practices. And if you want to hear more about Simone Biles and her marriage and the reaction to it, check out this video. It's some of my best work. But the main reason why I'm inclined to believe some women would end their relationship over a movie is because I've seen them do worse. Because some women routinely consume bad information. Every day that I log on social media, I see these influencers, or whatever they call themselves, giving terrible relationship advice by reinforcing the nonsense that the women that listen to them already believe, and women taking it as gospel, to the extent that the people peddling it have gotten rich, even though the advice they give them only serves to keep them single. But as bad as they are, they're just reinforcing the same nonsense that comes out of the modern church. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that some modern women are terminating their relationships because of the Barbie movie. Because that isn't the worst idea that I've seen them come up with. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was one of the underlying intents of the film, to deepen the wedge between men and women, to aid in the gender war. And with that, I'm going to end things here. But before I go, follow me on my other social media platforms. And if you like this video, share the link on your pages. But more importantly, check out the other videos in my library. I'm sure there's something there you will enjoy. Here's a preview of my latest work. Before I get started, I want to open up with a scripture reference that I believe is apropos given the discussion we're going to have. It's Matthew chapter 7 verses 15 through 20, and it reads as follows. Beware of false prophets who come disguised as harmless sheep, but are really vicious wolves. You can identify them by their fruit, that is, by the way they act. Can you pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? A good tree produces good fruit, and a bad tree produces bad fruit. A good tree can't produce bad fruit, and a bad tree can't produce good fruit. Skipping down to verse 20, just as you can identify a tree by its fruit, you can identify people by their actions. Now the context is about false prophets, but the principle is universal, which is good comes from good, bad comes from bad. Grapes don't come from thorns, figs don't come from thistles. Like creates after like. And people in general are the same way. You see, actions reflect character, and people with high moral integrity don't exude poor behavior. Not that anyone is perfect. They sin because they're human. but you don't see them moving out of malicious intent. If they do something wrong, it's because they made a mistake or they had a lapse in judgment. But they generally have regard for other people's feelings, not because they made a conscious effort to hurt someone. They're not devious, nor do they try to serve their best interest at someone else's expense. They're not mean-spirited or do mean-spirited stuff. Now I want you to keep all of those attributes in mind as I talk about Ginny and Mia, because somebody made a meme about them and it says, "These two are the worst women in movie history, and I'm glad they died." Damn! Obviously, the creator of the meme is referring to the characters, not the actresses who play them. And for those who don't know, Ginny is the one on the left from Forrest Gump, and the one on the right is Mia from the Best Man franchise, both of whom did some disrespectful stuff in their respective movies, which is why the memer said he was glad that both characters died. Now, I thought it was hilarious, and I shared it, because, albeit extreme, I understand the sentiment. And while most laughed along with me, there were quite a few who disagreed. And that's largely because of the way that Ginny and Mia, in spite of what they did, were portrayed in their movies. Both were shown as sympathetic figures. They were thoughtful, kind, supportive, inspirational, and nurturing. They weren't bad people. They were good, kind-hearted women that did something evil. Somehow, they were good trees who bore bad fruit. They were thorns that brought forth grapes, thistles that brought forth figs. Good women that did something horrible. Now, their movies try to justify their actions by leading you to believe these were done in response to circumstances beyond their control. No. Which is why a lot of people, specifically women, sympathize with them and take umbrage with the meme, because they see Ginny and Mia as victims, not women acting maliciously. That and the fact that both characters suffered emotional deaths while in the good graces of their sympathetic husbands who loved them enough to look past their transgressions. All of that leads people to believe that what they did wasn't bad, or at least not enough to say they weren't worthy of love. But that's Hollywood. Women who do what they did don't exist because ratchet behavior doesn't coincide with honorable character, and vice versa. Going back to the scripture reference I gave out earlier, good trees don't produce bad fruit. But even if the characters were moving maliciously, or with no regard for the men they were hurting, they would still be portrayed as sympathetic figures. Because women are rarely held accountable in entertainment media, there's always an attempt to justify what they do, especially in regards to promiscuity. They're either celebrated for embracing their independence, doing what men have been doing for years, or they're victims of exploitation. My point is, regardless of what a female character does in a movie, she'll always be portrayed as the good or sympathetic character. And it's like I say all the time, entertainment media is more than just entertainment, it's propaganda through art. The stories are often fake, but the messages behind the stories are always real. For good or bad, better or worse, the purpose is to influence your mind, to change or challenge your way of thinking. And I believe the characters of Ginny and Mia were created to convince men to accept repugnant behavior from women, to convince a man that a woman's actions doesn't reflect her character, that even though she's done something rotten, she's still a good person. So they took these characters, gave them the personality traits of an ideal wife, and coupled them with the actions of evil women. Continue, please. They want you to believe that grapes come from thorns and figs come from thistles, that a good tree can bear bad fruit. And that's all I have to say about it. What do you have to say about it? Leave a comment in the comment section and let's have a conversation.
Well, yeah, I'm going to speak a few minutes on this. Yeah, that's true what he said. That's true what he's saying, and that's what is going on. So good men get pushed aside. So what push men who don't meet the 500 and year or 100, even 300 to 100,000? So all they have to do is put their money together, where they're making 50 grand a year, 40 grand a year, 30 grand a year, and go find a woman, and who some men are not coming back to this country, and marry them over and stay over there and make a passive income over there. And the Western women can't understand it because they was trying to say, oh, she gonna do this and do this to you. No, because the women over there say like a certain percentage of women know that that when they see something good in a certain amount of time, they don't get it, it's gone. Unlike over here, they don't appreciate that. They just think you can just keep playing it along. He's got to succumb to you. He's got to put up with your mess, your insecurity, and whatever little things going on. No, and it's clearly men that saying, we had it up to here. So, so yeah, maybe a nice guy, nice guys do lose, and nice guys last. But right now, even the nice guys are wising up, and then so that leaves you with the men that really that you want that drama and that chaos with the men with the 5 different women who have to show no responsibility. But he got a good mouthpiece though. He can talk, and he can dress and be clean and smell good and all that. And then maybe he might have a halfway decent job, but at least he can act like a ninja though, right? That's what some of the women in our community, right? So you get the one that act like a ninja is halfway ignorant. A man is halfway don't care nothing about it, and he won't take no accountability. Only time he come around when he went to go see his other kid's mother when he want to sleep with them, and give his kid, and they're still every once a month. That's their daddy, and they don't see him for the next 6 months to 7 years. But this women would take that type of man. So you get what you got, right? You know he ain't worth the darn. So hey, but you laid up and have a kid with him, right? And then you find the same woman, they'll attract another one like that. Finally, they get to the point they just mad at all men. Okay, then go find you a stud, a female who's trying to be a man. I mean, since men are all horrible and everything, you got some women that trying to be a man. You know, the kind of flatten down, to take on a man's demeanor, trying to flatten down their breasts. Yeah, why don't you get one of those? So that's another thing we got to think about. And then today's man, you got to make sure it's now it's hard to be a man being a single man, because you got to make sure it's really a woman, because another division of women movement that wasn't born of a woman was born of a different sex now transitioning and trying to be with the natural woman. So now men have something to worry about and think about that. See, this is something that we got as single men, we got to think about. And some of us good guys and nice guys, good men, that good heart men, we fed up. Some of us just fed up. Some we're just tired of getting played, and we've been played and played for the second and third dairy dude. And then you finally get out of some women. Well, you're not educated enough. You're not this enough. You're not that enough. All right, that's what you want. You'll be sitting around trying to find the ideal man for the next 10, 15 years. And the same woman, and in the first video, don't date down, but she's 42 years old. She's attractive. Why have any race of men didn't pick her up? Why? You know what it is? I said, yeah, once they see she's pretty, she's attractive, but they see something else. They see she's narcissistic, she's not submissive, or anything. Even if he had the money, she'll try to control him and manipulate him. Oh yeah, you think some men with money don't see that? In high position don't see that? Because these women think that all men are dumb. They think men are really, really dumb. That some men is no. You got it wrapped around your finger. Keep thinking that. Yeah, it used to be a time when some men are waking up. And when a man gets tired, when he gets fed up, it used to be a song when a woman gets fed up. Now it's the era when a man gets fed up, and it's too late to talk about it. And they definitely telling you they're tired of your Western attitude, your feminist attitude. If you don't want to submit with me, let's work together and submit. And you gotta be over me, trying to challenge me as a man. What's the point of me being in a relationship with you when you don't want to assume your role as as a woman, as a female. What's the point? When you trying to be the male and the female. And you independent, right? You strong, right? And you get on social media, and some who don't get on social media with that mindset. Then you got a lot of women with that mouth. Their mouth is their own destruction. And that's the major thing right there. They don't know when to shut the heck up. They just it gets too much. And they talk their way out of it. This is the truth. Sometimes they don't use the wisdom of God to shut up. Even God himself had to kind of, hey, calm down. Because she's that independent, strong woman. You can't tell her nothing. But ain't no man can have her. Dad ain't tell her, you ain't going to tell her. Yeah. And you see what most of those women are? That what some is in the church? We got women in our family. That's why they're single. Because that's why. They've been single for all their life. They put their career and they put their masculinity instead of embracing the femininity. They embrace masculinity. With the masculinity, they didn't know how, when God was trying to tell them, submit that masculinity. They probably won't even listen to God, the Most High. That's the reason why. That's why they're single. You see a lot of older women are single that are my age and older. Because, and it's a good percentage of them are, not in all cases, some are widows, but because when they get to in their 40s and 50s and above, they set. They got their mindset. They want a companion, but they don't. They too about they real cognitive about their space. Are they willing to share space and deal with the certain things of a man, certain his habits of a man? Some women don't. They know that they don't. I don't even know why they do that. They know that they do. So you might as well just say, God. You might as well just say the Most High is gonna be my man, and be celibate. But the ones that choose to be like that, don't be complaining about the men that decide to find. You didn't want it. You want to be celibate. You want to be independent. You a strong woman. You could do it. You could do it all, right? Like, you don't need the companion of a man. All you just want to do is use him as a sex and throw him out. Don't get no emotion attached. Yeah. And some men have done that to women. Most of some men have done. You want to do what some men do to women. That's what it is. You can't take it. So you want to do this, and some men have fallen for it. Who some we call simps. And even though I've been that guy, but I had sense enough to know, oh no, if somebody don't want me, I'm gone. I pick up my cojones and say, I'm gone. That's it. Oh, I look like I got a nice, easy face, but I'm a man that's been through some stuff. I've been through some, and thank God at my age I'm wise, because I know how I see it coming. That's one thing about older men. We see it coming. We experience everything. So when you're a good-hearted man and you've been dogged the heck out, you see all different kind of signs what women do. That's what the one guy said. You learn a female's nature. Each time they do something, they finicky, they picky, they moody, they this, they that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, you walking on eggshells. It's the truth. So sometimes that's why some men don't feel like they want to be bothered today, and some men are just giving up. And I understand. Look what the time we live in. Look how the way some of them are. They ain't trying to go back to being traditional. Half of them not. There's other half, and I feel for the women that do, my heart goes out to you. But these women in your age group have messed it up. Society has messed it up. The court system messed it up. Everything messed up. Now men are backed up because they feel like they don't have a say so. Their masculinity is getting challenged. The heterosexual, they're sexual being challenged. They're being feminine. The society. I know you want to hear this, but it's a fact. Men can't be what they designed to be. And most men, they say, forget that. The ones that's hoping they say, no, I'll go someplace where I'm still as a man. I ain't gonna let this. They ain't gonna punk me. And I feel the same way. You know, when you get, I used to be that nice, quiet, let her do her thing. No. Everybody has a fed up moment. This is it. You don't want to be bothered with me? Let me know. Let me know. I ain't your type. Hey, but don't be kind of those women that like what. And I used to if I decide to go outside the community and you ain't attracted to me because I ain't the dude that you do. I ain't that ninja. So why are you upset? I'm lame and ugly and busted and whatever, broke, whatever. So let some other woman take the. If I'm a second hand. That's how I feel. If I if that's how some women in our community feel, go to another community. And they like you. They understand. They want to know you for your character. You ain't got to be a ninja. Got to be half edge all the doggone time. I got to the point that I got to knock your teeth down your throat just to get some respect out of you. If I got to do all that, ain't no sense of me being. And I'm a black man too, in America. I ain't trying to go to jail, get a record. But you got some women like that. Now I'm gonna tell you, this is the truth. Why some men like myself and older, are tired, we're fed up, and sometimes we go to other women. A good portion of, not all of us, some will stick around, and some will go to deal with it to a certain, but some of us will not deal. We been fed up because we been dogged the heck out for 2 or 3 decades. Dogged the heck out. We always had to take second and third place behind some ninja. While we sit back and do. So why do you always got to pick all those up? Why they go across this over the water? Because you made that way. Because he wasn't a real ninja, right? And y'all know why I'm saying that, right? I don't like to say that word. Because that's what they don't want a black man. They want a ninja. They want something they can talk about, argue, and fight with. They want to correct with, check with, correct with. That's the toxicity of some people in our community. So some black men don't choose to be like that. Oh, he weak. You get this from our women. Fact. They don't take you as who you are, your personality. Your personality is not a certain way. They don't want you. Your energy is a certain method. They don't want you. If you ain't been like you've been locked up, they don't want you. Crazy, ain't it? But in our community, some people in our community are like that. So that's why we don't get the women. And sometimes you don't want to be trapped with some woman that's hood rat, thinking even though she got a big butt and she look a big behind the pretty face. But we know some was good men. We know the consequences with that, right? We know we got to deal with Pookie and Ray Ray. And then if you do meet a good one with kids might not even respect you. She won't even respect you. You be at home washing her kids. She be out there in the club and some other dude getting her back blown out, as they say. While you being a good man. See, they don't tell you about what the good black men do they? No, they just want all these men ain't worth that. They ain't this. And half will be doing some stuff like that. And then they turn around and cheat on you and get knocked up by this Pookie. Another Pookie. Anyway, let me get up out of here. Alright then, but yeah, So that's the real what this responsibility, and the good childless men should come behind that. Are you serious? For what? These women choose that. They choose to pick that kind of man, and they fall in love because in their own mind it's a fancy. I can change him because even though he got that rough edge to him, I can change him and everything. But no, he's still a ninja, and that's all he gonna be. He can drink, he can smoke, and do it to everything he wants to. He can cut up and fight it, and he can cuss out the cops. That's your ninja. Remember that now. Remember what that's to you, because that's a real black man, right? Not a rational one. That's what I'm saying. All right, then, ladies and gentlemen. Till next time. Sorry, time I kind of reduced the time down. All right, then. Till next time, you take care, be blessed, and man, good luck finding you a woman that take you. If you're a good-hearted man, a nice guy, and you're not that, go overseas and find it. If they don't want you, and someone in our community don't want you, go find another woman that will want the man for who you are and what God designed you to be. You ain't gotta change your personality. You ain't got to get amped up just to get a woman here. Cause there's too many women on the planet, and somebody gonna want you for you. So that's how I'm looking at it too. Somebody, that's fine. There's more women on the planet. Even if it's a woman that with my shade color, I ain't gotta go through all that. You come to the point in life, you figure it out. Don't listen to what the society tell you. If they want to act a fool, let them act a fool. Let them marry a fool. But you the smart one, because you're gonna be the winner in the end. Take care.